The future and outer space. These two places are virtually unknown and captivates the imagination as to what lives there, such as these two carnivorous species. The future predator, the most dangerous predator from the future, and the Xenomorph, the deadliest creature in the galaxy. I'm one fish mob, and it's my job to see who would win in a fight. Pollution, human encroachment, habitat loss, invasive species. All of this caused by one single species, man. Man has shaped and changed the earth greatly, and we're unchallenged by no other species as a result. However, when we go extinct, all these problems will remain. And in the end, only the animals that can adapt and evolve to this new world can survive. In this new world, the animals here can only be described as monstrous. From giant mer creatures to parasitic fungus that turns you into a mindless zombie, to the most dangerous predator the world has ever known, a giant predatory bat. But we can't just keep saying that, so instead the marketing and toys related to the franchise just calls it the future predator. In the future, these predators are the top of their game, but ever since rifts in the timeline opened, they were allowed to roam into the age of dinosaurs, the Ice Age, and even the present day. But in order to battle and survive in these different time periods, the future predator is going to need some weapons and abilities to do so. The predator's main weapons in combat are their teeth and claws, which are mainly used for hunting, climbing, and killing, and are sharp enough to easily cut right into a prey item's jugular and flesh during a single attack. However, future predators rely more on their great speed and agility and acrobatics to take down prey. The predator's estimated top speed is over 125 kilometers an hour. It appears to be able to jump large distances, approximately the length of a tennis court. As well, the future predator's ape-like form allows them to climb and leap between trees and building walls with ease and at great speeds. Despite being lightly built creatures, future predators are surprisingly durable. The future predator is extremely resistant to gunfire and are practically unfazed and undeterred by a single gunshot to their hump. Heck, even multiple shots to the torso from a machine gun only manage to stun a predator for just a few seconds. But the predator's real advantage over other creatures is its elongated head. This head houses a highly intelligent brain and a melon organ, which also gave the predator human levels of intelligence. This allows it to efficiently outsmart and second-guess its prey items, moves, and reactions and stay one step ahead of them. But of course, as a bat, it has echolocation. However, unlike modern-day bats, the predator's echolocation has evolved to act more like an advanced high-frequency sonar system. This is possible by the fact that the predator's ears are located on the center of its face, giving the echolocation a more directed and precise interpretation of its environment. The future predator has become the top predator of its time period for many reasons. The future predator has effortlessly broken into a lion enclosure and killed one of the lions, killed and devoured a creature from the Permian period, more than likely a Scutosaurus, killed countless ARK personnel, has gone toe-to-toe with much larger animals like the Gorgonoptid and Megaterran, and is the only creature that can survive in New Dawn's future timeline, which is a version of Earth where its surface is rendered completely sterile and inhospitable. But despite all this, an animal is still an animal. And just like an animal, there are ways for it to die or be killed. Due to their fragile build, they can easily be killed by impact trauma. Despite being resistant to gunfire, a direct shot to its skull is fatal. It can be mind controlled by neural implants, and the future predator's best advantage can be its greatest weakness, its advanced sonar. Due to their sonar, future predators were able to be tracked by the use of dogs and an oscilloscope. Loud noises like a gun blowing out glass can easily scramble its sonar system. Music from an iPod amplified by a boombox once disoriented a predator by, once again, scrambling its sonar, and it can even be paralyzed by a low-frequency signal. However, take those things away, the future predator in any timeline can easily be the top predator. Space, the final frontier, a place of wonder, beauty, mystery, and the unknown. And in that unknown are life forms that exist on several different planets. But the most dangerous of these life forms are most definitely the Xenomorphs. Xenomorphs are caste-based, endoparasitic, stealth-based predators that are considered one of the most dangerous creatures in the galaxy, mainly due to the fact that just a single Xenomorph can kill an entire ship crew in just a short matter of time. But in order to do something like this, a Xenomorph needs tools and attacks to do this. The teeth and claws of a Xenomorph are more than capable of tearing a human apart. Their primary jaws can produce a bite force estimated at 6,000 psi. As well, all Xenomorphs have an inner jaw that is capable of shooting from their mouths like a piston, with enough power to smash through bone and metal. They apply this appendage in their trademark attack, the head bite. They do this by restraining the victim with their hands before killing them with a precision jaw strike to the head, which pierces through the skull and penetrates the brain. But they need to catch their prey first before they can do this. They do this by using their blade-tipped tails, a surprisingly potent weapon that varies from a small scorpion-like barb to a larger flat blade that is used for stabbing, slashing, and blunt force trauma, and is strong enough to impale and lift prey from the floor with seemingly little effort. The Xenomorph also has dorsal tubes. These hollow tubes are placed on its back, but at the moment, the exact purpose of these tubes is unclear. But Xenomorphs aren't just all bite and no bark. They have plenty of abilities that aid them in combat. Xenomorphs are expert jumpers and can climb on nearly all surfaces, are strong enough to break through metal vent covers and welded steel doors, and can break down reinforced pressurized doors as well. Also, Xenomorphs have a bunch of other unique traits that are exclusive to them. All Xenomorphs don't radiate heat. Instead, their body heat matches the ambient temperature of the environment around them, making thermal detection and vision useless. Xenomorphs are also incredibly hardy creatures. They are capable of surviving in the hard vacuum of space, at least for a limited period of time, and one Xenomorph even survived having several tons of molten lead being poured onto it, which means extreme temperatures appear to have little, if any, effect on their physical prowess. Xenomorphs are also capable of observational learning and problem solving. This has allowed them to learn how to operate the machinery at certain bases at a basic level, and led to several captive Xenomorphs using their own blood to melt through their enclosure. Xenomorphs also possess several senses. They have sensory structures located along the sides of their extended skulls, which are capable of perceiving sound. And given the lengthy structure of the head, which gives the creature a wide field of hearing, this is thought to be the Xenomorph's means of rationalizing its environment. Xenomorphs are also capable of detecting heat, thanks to highly sensitive thermoreactive organs located behind the skull's frontal plate. However, you may be asking yourself something. How do Xenomorphs have vision when they don't have eyes? Well, instead of eyes, they have photosensitive organs located on the frontal plate. These visual receptors are believed to aid Xenomorphs in seeing each other, and grant the creatures the necessary depth perception they need to make kills. But the most dangerous, unstoppable, and unexpected attack the Xenomorph has is also its greatest defense. It's acidic blood. Xenomorph blood is an extremely potent and concentrated molecular acid that can corrode almost any substance with great speed. This blood is also pressurized inside the body, so that it spurts out when wounded as a defensive measure. And if that's not enough, it can also spit this acid as an offensive attack. Much like a spitting cobra, Xenomorphs will spit acid to blind and incapacitate their victims rather than just kill them. Xenomorphs are considered one of the most dangerous creatures in the galaxy for a reason. They are able to defeat predators in one-on-one battle, and can even dodge bullets at gunpoint. But of course, their weaknesses definitely outweigh their strengths. Xenomorphs can be stunned by a low-intensity ultrasound pulse. Xenomorphs are vulnerable to hydrofluoric acid despite having immunity to their own blood. And they can be dismembered, though it's highly dangerous and risky. But in the end, Xenomorphs are still one of the most dangerous creatures in the galaxy for a reason.
Fight!
So why did the Xenomorph win? Well, it's actually a really interesting fight. The future predator was far faster, more durable, more intelligent, and could easily dodge almost all of the Xenomorph's attacks. Now this sounds like a fight that the future predator should have in the bag. Well, even though it's not great, the Xenomorph's basic intelligence could allow it to figure out a way to weaken the future predator by using the predator's own echolocation against it by creating an enormous amount of noise. But even if that didn't happen, or the Xenomorph didn't have any way of exploiting this weakness, in the end the future predator had no means of protecting itself from the Xenomorph's acidic blood. As a result, the acid blood would just injure the future predator up to a point of either being unable to fight, or just simply dying. And once the acid blood had taken its toll on the future predator, the Xenomorph could easily scratch, impale, and eventually end the fight in one quick jaw bite to the head. In the end, it looks like millions of years of evolution just wasn't quite enough to win this battle. The winner is the Xenomorph.